Hi, my name's Andy, and in today's video, we're going to upgrade the sway bar in my 1966 Mustang. The bar that comes on this car is a lot smaller. It wasn't designed for performance per se. It does help reduce the roll of the car, or an anti-roll bar, but the bar that's in there is just too small. We're going to put a bigger bar. In fact, here, this is the bar that we're going to be putting in. This is a 1 1/8 inch bar. It's probably overkill for my application, but it's okay. There's also a 1 inch bar you can buy, and you might be able to get like a 3/4 inch bar, or 7/8 or something like that. But anyways, this is the 1 1/8 inch bar, and let's take a look at the hardware that we're going to use to install this bar. All right, for this installation, we're going to use brand new hardware to put this new bar in, and these are all the parts that we're going to need, and it comes with instructions too. So the only thing that this kit didn't come with is some grease, so that we can put inside here so this won't squeak as we're going down the road. But you've got 2 new brackets, and it even comes with a Zerk fitting, which is great for the outside. And then you don't have to take it apart if you ever need to grease it up, but we'll go ahead and we'll pre-grease them before we put it in the car. And then this is the setup that we're going to need for what we're going to put on the car. And the reason why there's so many parts here is, really you need to take this away before you put it in there, but we've got 2 bushings that are going to go on either side of the control arm, the lower control arm, and then 2 bushings that go on either side of the eyelet on the sway bar, which for this part right here, this guy right here, we'll have one of these bushings that go on either side of that, and same thing on the lower control arm. There isn't much to these things. They're pretty simple. Anybody can really do this with a set of hand tools, and so I'll show you how to do it. So let's get started. Okay, once you get your car up on jack stands, this is what we're going to look at real quick before we start doing the bolts. So you got 2 9/16 nuts there, and on the top there are 9/16 also, so you just need the same wrench there. And then the end link for the bottom of the end link is a 9/16, but the top, at least for me, it's a 1/2 inch. So I don't know if it's the same for you guys. You can kind of see how tired those bushings are in there, so it'll be a good time to get these things swapped out for some fresh units. And you will need to reuse these mounting bolts, so hold on to those. Hopefully those didn't get damaged over time of, the life of the car. This side was a little greasier, so I put some PB Blaster on here just to kind of break that up a little bit, and hopefully those will come off pretty easily. In retrospect, I probably should have done the end links first and the mounts second, because now this is going to be coming down in my face as I take this apart, but that's okay. Okay, so here you can see the comparison of the new bar versus the stock bar. The stock bar measures 11/16, and this is 1 1/8. So this is obviously a much larger bar. And then you can see again just how tired those bushings were. They're cracking, and it, if anything, just servicing those probably would have helped just to kind of freshen up the car a little bit. But since we're in there, let's just go ahead and take everything apart and we'll put the new one in. Also, so the order that this goes, you need a flat washer, then 2 bushings, because these bushings will go around the lower control arm. Then you need a spacer, and then the next 2 bushings go through on either side of the eyelet. Also, be aware that the washers are cupped, so they do go a certain direction, as do the bushings. These are both 9/16 ends on here, so that'll make it really easy for installation. So first we need to grease up the bushings. We'll put them on, and then we'll get this in the car. All right, as you lift this bar back in there, you may find it's easier just to kind of put one in first and then kind of rotate around and put the next one in. And to make this easier, if you have an extra set of hands, that makes it a lot better to get this and put in place, but you can still do it yourself with a little bit of patience. Remember to reuse, we got to reuse that hardware that took the brackets off before. And for now, we're just gonna put these on hand tight just so we can get the other side mounted up. I'm gonna use some flat washers here. These brackets are pretty big relative to the hardware, and so if we just put a flat washer with each side, then that'll help distribute the load a little bit and not put so much stress on the hole itself. Just like the other side, I went back and I put on the washers here to just kind of help this hardware a little bit better. Okay, now we're gonna want to start putting the hardware in for the end links. Again, there's a certain order, so we're gonna put this in first. We're gonna put another bushing and washer on top of that, and then the spacer, and then another washer and a bushing. Feed it up through the end link. And then the last bushing and washer go on top, and then the nut. And we're just gonna do this one hand tight until we can get the other side threaded up, and then we'll tighten these both down. All right, now that both of these are hand tight, let's go ahead and tighten them down and then wrap this thing up. Okay, that's done. Those are tightened up. We got about 3/4 of an inch to an inch or so of the fastener sticking out the back end. The instructions say not to over tighten this down to where you crush the bushings, the rubber bushings, which you could do, or the polyurethane bushings. So you want it to be tight, again, anywhere from, I'd say, gosh, if you have an inch sticking out of that, that's probably too much. We're closer to 3/4 here, so you're gonna wanna make sure you don't have too much bolt sticking out so you don't over tighten and crush the bushings. Okay, so we're done. That's more or less what yours should look like. With everything tightened up, all the bolts are secure, everything's in place. The bushings are greased, and we're ready to go. All right, that's done. That sway bar's in there. The next step is to go take it for a drive and have fun with it. Pretty easy install, guys. You can probably do it in about a half hour, 45 minutes. You just need a 9/16 wrench and a 1/2 inch wrench, and you're good to go. Pretty much anybody can put that in. All right. If you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up if you can, and if you like, subscribe. I appreciate it. Helps my channel out. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. We'll see you in the next one.